It started in Cuba. The US Embassy in Havana is a brutalist 7-story edifice of concrete and glass. Ringed by rusty security fences, it squats like a tombstone on the edge of Havana Bay. For the backdrop to a spy thriller, it certainly looks the part. At the end of 2016, something weird started to happen to people working here. It was the beginning of something seemingly inexplicable, something that snowballed into a huge, global, history-changing event. Something that destroyed lives and crippled a nation. And it started with a sound. There's an Old Testament story, the Battle of Jericho. The Israelites, besieging an impregnable fortress city, are commanded by God to blast the walls with mighty trumpets. Our relationship with sound is both oral and physical. Think of the Inception wah that skips the ears and cuts right through to our hindbrain. The deep, enveloping, thumping bass at a club or concert. A sound wave is a moving wall of compressed air. You don't just hear it, you feel it in your whole body. That's what makes it intoxicating. It envelops you, shakes you. You vibrate with the music, become one with it. But it can also be destructive. An explosion is the same wall of air as thumping bass, but much stronger. A powerful enough sound wave is a shock wave. A powerful enough shock wave destroys everything in its path. That's the duality of sound. It can create beauty or pandemonium. There is no actual historical evidence for the Battle of Jericho. It's a story, but one that sticks in the mind because it's such a potent evocation of that duality. Of sound as a weapon.
The city outside the window of room 1507 at the Carlton Hotel is an unlikely place to go insane. Designed as living modern art, the city of Brasilia is defined by its order. But Tony Harris doesn't see order. He sees danger. He knows how this must sound to the locals he's confiding in, to the friends and family he's emailing and calling back in Seattle. He knows he sounds out of his mind, but something is after him. An idea is forming in his subconscious. Run. The room itself is worn, a step or two down from the place he stayed the last time he played professional basketball here, more than 2 years ago. But then again, at 36, he's worn too. He never planned on playing again. There are 2 narrow beds, and tan bedspreads and brown carpet. The bedside table is cracked, the original wood grain visible beneath the varnish. A single page in the thick phone book is creased, the page for funeral homes. Wireless internet is his best friend, the connection making him feel safe. He needs it. The emails coming to the United States from Tony Harris are scary. Just the other day, he wrote his mother-in-law. I know that I can be paranoid at times, but I know when I hear things. And when people stop talking when I come into the area, I just pray that I'm wrong, Connie. I want to see my family again. I love my wife so much. I want to see our child. Lori and I are happy. I didn't come back here for the same. The phone next to his bed is his other lifeline. Dial 82.
Communism and our own way of life. In the Silicon Valley, the classic example of take a chance, you've got nothing to lose.
Temperatures today way above 100 degrees inland and even around the bay. We've been into the 80s and 90s. Downtown it's still 85, it's still 92 degrees in Oakland.
San Francisco's infamous for its chilly, fog-whipped summers.
The next morning, John got in his car and drove 65 miles from Lebanon to Louisville. And as he climbed the steps of the towering federal courthouse and entered a room crowded with reporters, that feeling of doom only got worse.
We all went in, banks of cameras and everything. I'm like, this is going to be special, whatever this is. They wanted to make sure I was there, front row seat, to which I was ushered to.
In spring 2021, President Joe Biden let the whole world know that he wasn't reversing course. American troops would be out of Afghanistan by the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
I'm now the fourth United States president to preside over American troop presence in Afghanistan. I will not pass this responsibility on to a fifth. After consulting closely with our allies and partners, I've concluded that it's time to end America's longest war. It's time for American troops to come home.
Journalist Matthew Akins was covering the withdrawal.
Okay, you're up at the top of the Manhattan Bridge.
Yep.
What does it sound like? What does it feel like?
Mostly there's a wind. Not much. All you can hear is traffic below. You'd hear maybe an airplane in the distance. You'll hear one of the boats, one of the ferry boats, but it's pretty quiet. There's no people. Being up there, it's peaceful. It's you just have you, yourself, and me, myself, and I. That's a good way of putting it. I have me, myself, and I, and it's so nice and quiet up there. And sometimes if you're up there with a few iron workers, you can shoot the breeze and just enjoy yourself. A different view from the city instead of being on the ground. And you get to see the city differently than most people get to see it.